My name's Eric Downs. I am a drummer, producer, and show programmer based here in Los Angeles. Today I'm going to be showing you an example of a playback rig that I've built to run backing tracks for one of the artists that I play with. I'm going to be giving you a full top to bottom, front to back rundown of all the components of this rig, so that hopefully by the end of this video you'll have a better idea of how to build your own. Now, when it comes to backing tracks, unless you have a dedicated playback engineer, most of the time that responsibility is going to fall on the shoulders of us drummers. So when you add setting this thing up and running it to setting a drum set up, sound checking it, and playing it, that can be a lot for one person to handle. So when I built this rig, I kept that in mind. It's designed to be super powerful, super portable, but most importantly, really quick and easy to set up. Let's check it out. First off, up top, we have our laptop, of course. It's running our playback software, which in this case is Ableton Live. However, I've used this exact same rig to run playback sessions that were built in Digital Performer or even MainStage. We have audio tracks in the session that cover anything from stems like bass, synths, percussion, background vocals. We have click tracks. In this case, we even have two live instruments, a MIDI keyboard and a drum sampler. Now these audio channels are routed out of the computer through FireWire down to our audio interface, which is the very popular Motu Ultralight. Now the Ultralight is a personal favorite of mine, mainly because of its bang for the buck. This thing has a ton of connectivity built into it. It's super stable. It's built like a tank. And best of all, it only takes up half a rack space, which is great because that leaves you more space to put more stuff in your rig. Other rigs I've built have used this space for things like a wireless microphone receiver, a lighting interface. You could even put in a second ultralight right next to it to expand to 16 outputs, or you could run the two in parallel and have a redundant rig. In this case, we're just using this space to run 1/4-inch cables out of the back of the interface into the next part of our rig, and that is the DI rack. Now, the DI rack is really important because it's a huge time saver. What it does is it takes these 1/4-inch cables and it converts them into an XLR snake that comes out of the back. We'll see that in just a moment. But what's great about this is that all of these cables stay wired up and connected. So when you have a show, you don't have to run 8 sets of cables to get your rig set up. It's already done and just waiting to be plugged in. Now, lastly, at the bottom, we have our rack-mounted power strip, and simply enough, this just acts as a central supply for power for all the components of the rig. So, when you get to the venue, you're gonna set up your rig wherever it needs to be. I'm gonna pop open the lid here and remove these side panels and flip open the computer. And then we head around back, grab our power cable right here, plug that in. Should see everything on the front light up nicely. Yep, there it is. And lastly, we grab that XLR snake I mentioned earlier. Looks like this. Pass that off to the sound guy. He'll plug it into the patch bay, and that about takes care of everything. You're all set up and ready to go. I hope this video has shed some light onto the process of building a backing tracks rig, and I wish you the best of luck in building your own. Until next time, thanks a lot for watching, and take care. Hey guys, since earlier in the video, I actually updated that playback rig that I showed you, and I wanted to give you a look at what we've done with the space. As you can see, some of the same components that we saw before are there. Of course, we have our ultralight, our DI rack, and our power supply. But with that extra space that I mentioned before, we put in a drum module, a wireless mic receiver, and an ears transmitter. Again, couldn't have fit all this stuff in here without this sweet little footprint that the ultralight has. So now this thing is even bigger and badder than ever and can do way more than before. So anyway, again, hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, if there's anything else you'd like to see me cover, or if you'd like me to build a rig for you, feel free to comment below, or you can find me on social media, preferably Instagram, at EL Downs. Don't be afraid to follow. Until next time, see you later.